If you haven't cleaned your mags out before, you should definitely watch this video. I will go through the process that I follow to clean out my ICS 120 round Midcap TMags. Let's start with the mag teardown. For the ICS TMags, you're going to do the small set screw at the base and slide the base retainer clip off. This releases the inner magazine from the outer shell. Tools you're going to need are Allen keys, small screwdrivers, rubbing alcohol, shop towels, a damp or dry lint-free cloth, cotton swabs, and compressed air. The process is very similar for most mags, except the mag teardown process will be slightly different. As you take the mag apart, wipe it down at each stage with a damp lint-free cloth as best you can. You can also use compressed air to blow out hard-to-reach places or edges. You want to get as much dust and debris off the mag before you open the inner shell. I like to work on a disposable shop towel so that way I can change it out in case a lot of debris or sand comes out of the magazine. There are 8 small screws keeping the two halves of the inner magazine shell together. As you are taking apart the magazine, check all around for odd wear or damage to the magazine. As you get to the last screw, you want to be careful not to let the magazine pop open on its own, otherwise the spring will shoot out and you may lose the spring retention clip. To open the magazine, I recommend keeping slight pressure on the base of the mag and rock the top of the mag upward with your finger pressed onto the magazine feed lip. This will keep the top end of the spring under more control and avoid losing the spring retention clip. Once you open the magazine, you will have the spring with the magazine feed lip secured onto the top end, a BB retention clip with a spring, and a magazine retention clip. Wipe everything down and use cotton swabs, either dry or with rubbing alcohol, to clean anywhere hard to reach. Blow everything off with compressed air as you go and put your clean parts in a separate pile. Just take care not to bend the spring. As you take the internals apart, make sure to check the spring for kinks, sign of overcompression, damage to the internal track of the shell. Check for signs of any other issues with the internal components. I haven't cleaned this magazine in over a year, and it's probably seen about 20 outdoor games in heavily wooded and dirty, sandy terrain environments. If you're a type of player that likes to go prone or tends to drop magazines, you might need to clean your mags a little more often. I'd recommend this cleaning no less than once a year. If debris, dirt, or sand get in your magazine and it gets on your BBs, it can cause havoc on the internals of your gun. I wipe the track down on both faces multiple times to try to get out all the debris. I use multiple wet with rubbing alcohol and dry cotton swabs, shop towels, and compressed air to clean the track out. When you're done with the magazine shell, you should also wipe down the spring. You can use rubbing alcohol to help get debris off. The spring can also be blown off with compressed air to get any loose debris off the edges. You may also go coil by coil and wipe through the coils with a cotton swab. Finally, onto the mag reassembly. To reassemble the T-mag, you want to place the spring in only partly and leave it uncompressed. Don't forget to put the PB retention clip and spring in this time. You want to tighten the bottom screw fully and tighten the top screw of the shell only partways down so you can still push the spring into place. Gently push onto the spring, but avoid bending or kinking it. Once you have the spring all the way in, you can put the spring retention clip onto the magazine lip and push it into the body to lock the spring into place. Keep pressure on both halves of the magazine shell to keep the spring in while you tighten the top screw all the way. Install the remaining 6 of 8 screws. Slip the inner shell into the outer body. Lock the base plate into place by snapping the bottom end. The teeth or clips of the base plate feed into the mating end on the body of the magazine shell. Tighten the set screw at the base. Finally, don't forget to check functionality of the magazine to make sure some of the springs didn't bind or get jammed during install. Check the BB retention clip and also check that the spring compresses with normal resistance. I'd recommend loading the magazine fully and then firing rounds through just to make sure it all functions as expected.